Battle through the firmament. Grand world. Chapter 354 Large-scale destruction. The fire wings on his back flapped. Although Xiaoyan's speed wasn't as fast as Mehuyang's, it was still a flash. At this moment, he did not have the time to save fire wings. For a moment, about 20 human figures flew into the sky above the mountain range, rushing towards the dark golden beast. There were nearly 100 of them who were like a flood, pouring down from the summit, approaching the dark golden beast. The so-called fierce ranking was just a general concept. The people on the list were all relatively famous people in some major powers, and not all the experts in Capital of Chaos. Therefore, the sudden appearance of so many unknown Emperor experts on the list didn't surprise Xiaoyan. The dark golden beast was like a small mountain. When it saw so many ant-sized human pupae approaching, it roared. The mountain trembled and shook. Then, its body curled up and did not move. Its neck also shrank into its carapace, revealing only a ferocious head. According to the legends, one of the four spirits, the black tortoise, had transformed into a world. It had been sleeping for countless years. When the black tortoise woke up, it would be the day of the world's destruction. Just like the old ancestor, when the dark golden beast encountered danger, it would also rely on its indestructible carapace to protect itself. No matter how the others attacked, it would not budge an inch. Boom! Countless attacks struck at the same time. The power contained within them was sufficient to destroy the mountain forest. When they struck the shell of the dark golden beast, it was as though a stone cow had entered the sea. There was not the slightest bit of movement. It's a waste of energy. Our Emperor cultivation level dark golden beast, even if the heavenly sovereign expert wanted to kill it, it would require a lot of effort. With just these guys, how could they possibly injure a single hair of it? In the crowd, Suxing, who had escaped from Mehuyang's hands, sneered. He wasn't in a hurry to attack. His mission this time was to find a way to obtain the essence of the silver moon in the dark golden beast's body. This fellow had been sleeping underground for countless years. Occasionally, when he was hungry, he would wake up for a short while. He would search for the purest silver moon refined iron in the entire mountain range and eat it. Over time, the silver moon essence had formed in his body. It was said that it was enough to be used to forge or strengthen heavenly weapons. The value of such a thing was almost the same as an ordinary heavenly beast's heavenly core. Shulia, who was beside him, rubbed his numb wrist. He looked at everyone around him viciously. As his eyes wandered, he suddenly saw Xiaoyan and Mehuyang, who were not far away. Big brother, it's those two brats. When he saw Xiaoyan and Mehuyang, Shulia immediately flew into a rage, but he quickly calmed down and said in a low voice. Suxing narrowed his eyes. He followed Shuli's directions and quickly saw Xiaoyan and Mehuyang. He thought for a moment and said in a low voice, "Don't worry about them for now. The dark golden beast is right here. No one can take it away. When the time comes, we'll act according to the situation. It's best if we don't provoke them. There are many experts here, and there are also many enemies who have grudges with the mercenary alliance. We don't want to give others an opportunity to take advantage of it." Shulia nodded his head. Although he was a reckless young man, otherwise, he wouldn't be the second head of the mercenary alliance in the Capital of Chaos. Mehuyang, while everyone was launching their attacks at the dark golden beast, Zhugang, who was standing beside black-robed old man, didn't make a move. When he shifted his gaze, he saw a familiar figure. Immediately, he gritted his teeth and said in a low voice, "We haven't seen each other for a few years. He has indeed become a monarch emperor, and his strength is even stronger than yours. But, who is that young man next to him? He doesn't look like Lindao, and he isn't that young man from the Xiao clan either." Black-robed old man looked over when he heard this, and he immediately saw Mehuyang. His expression changed slightly, and he said in a soft voice, "Who cares who they are? If they offend me this time around, I will definitely kill them on the spot." Zhugang spoke in a vicious manner. He tightened his grip on the Ghost King's spear. Back then, He had indeed been quite frightened by Mahyuyang. All these years, the shadow in his heart had finally disappeared. However, it was obvious that it was still a nightmare buried deep within his heart. The only way to get rid of it was to defeat or kill Mahyuyang. Of course, black-robed old man was expressionless. He also knew that the shadow Mahyuyang had given Zhugang was deeply rooted in the latter's heart. For the sake of Zhugang's future, this Mahyuyang must be eliminated. Everyone, use your ultimate skill and attack the dark golden beast's eye together. In the crowd, a middle-aged man in a golden robe soared into the sky. The robe was embroidered with a green python, which was extremely gorgeous. The man was tall and slim, and every movement he made was filled with the aura of a superior being. The leader of the Heavenly Python group, Shinwei, still likes to show off as usual. But it's good that there's an organization, and it's much better than the chaotic scene right now. Black-robed old man looked at the middle-aged man and smiled. He didn't say anything. With Shinwei leading the way, although everyone was hiding their ulterior motives, they understood that the chaotic bombardment would not cause much damage to the dark golden beast. Immediately, under the leadership of their respective leaders, nearly 100 emperors unleashed their ultimate techniques and rushed towards the dark golden beast's eyes. Boom! Nearly 100 origin monic kiss rose up in an instant. Colorful monic skills shot towards the dark golden beast like dazzling fireworks. The power contained within them caused the surrounding heavens and earth to change color. If these attacks hit a person, even a monic cultivation warrior would have to die. However, whether or not they could hit the dark golden beast was another matter altogether. Hundreds of attacks were gathered in the eyes of the latter. Amidst the deafening explosion, they struck accurately. Roar! Although they had their eyelids to defend themselves, the attacks of nearly 100 people still caused the dark golden beast to emit waves of painful roars. Its enormous body could not help but shake, causing the ground to tremble violently. Numerous bottomless cracks suddenly appeared, and some of the emperor experts, who had no time to dodge, fell into the bottomless abyss. They could not be allowed to survive. The miserable cries that came one after another caused the expressions of everyone to change. Only now did they recall that the enormous creature in front of them was still a heavenly beast. Even though its attack power was not high, a casual attack from it was not something that only the emperor and the rest could withstand. The intense pain caused the dark golden beast's eyelids to tremble uncontrollably. The pain that affected its eyes caused it to roar furiously. Its front claws kept hitting the ground, causing the ground to shake violently. The surrounding mountains kept shaking, as if they were going to collapse at any moment. The intense pain penetrated deep into its eyes. The dark golden beast could not help but blink its eyes, hoping to reduce the pain. Now is the time. Nearly 20 Monic Emperor-level warriors had been waiting for this moment. The moment the dark golden beast blinked its eyes, nearly 20 streams of light suddenly rushed out, rushing towards the dark golden beast's eyes. Compared to the dark golden beast's huge body, everyone was only the size of its head. The violent emotion caused by the pain of these annoying flies instantly erupted. The dark golden beast suddenly opened its huge mouth, and a sonic boom that could shatter a huge mountain suddenly roared out. The moment the dark golden beast opened its mouth, Mahyuyang had already sensed it. Immediately, he took out the heavenly net sword. As the sword light surged, a defensive net formed by sword ki was formed in front of the two of them. Xiaoyan's reaction was not slow at all. Soul energy instantly surged out and wrapped around him and Mahyuyang. An ear-splitting roar resounded across the sky, causing everyone's bodies to tremble. A few Monic Emperor-level experts that couldn't dodge in time fell to the ground without feeling anything. They fell into the cracks, and there was no way for them to survive. There were also a few Monic Emperor-level experts that were lucky enough to dodge, but they were also shocked by the huge sound waves. Blood flowed out from their eyes, nose, and mouth, and they felt dizzy. They endured the intense pain and fell to the ground. They no longer had the qualifications to fight for it. The Emperor-level experts on the ground were even more unbearable. Some of the weaker ones directly exploded and died. Those who were lucky enough to survive, the origin monic key within his body also buzzed. He no longer had the strength to stand. Good fellow. The corner of Xiaoyan's mouth twitched. When he saw the destructive force of this attack, he couldn't help but be startled. He stood in mid-air. There were less than 10 people. With just a sound wave, nearly 10 Monic Emperor-level experts and countless emperors were killed. Ma Huyang's head buzzed for a while before he regained his senses. His sword-light protection only lasted for a moment before it dissipated. Luckily, he had Xiaoyan's sole defense. Otherwise, even he would have suffered serious injuries. It won't be able to unleash this attack in a short period of time. Now is the time to seize it. Ma Huyang let out a soft cry while the others were still immersed in the influence of this sound wave. His body rushed forward. In an instant, he had already arrived in front of the dark golden beast's widened eyes. The heavenly net sword glow in his hand surged and pierced through it with a soft cry. Xiaoyan also followed closely behind. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.